Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but I'm finally starting to harvest these bag systems, and we're going to start today with the Vermibag Max. Now, I have to admit, I don't like harvesting these systems, primarily because doing it on camera, it just is a lot of work, but I do like to show you that I am harvesting them, and I do like to show you how you harvest them. So I will continue to always show them, but it kind of delays me from harvesting them because it's just a lot more work to do it with the camera setup and everything. So with that, we're going to harvest this system, the Vermibag Max. We're then going to give it a big feeding and hopefully it's a lot of bedding to try to build up this material again. The material is very compacted. It's probably going to be kind of hard to harvest, and we should be getting out quite a bit of material. But we'll have to wait and see how it looks at the bottom and see how it looks once we get all this material out. So with that, let me move the camera. Let's get underneath the system and let's start our harvest. All right, so here we are under the bag, and you can tell this is a little bit tight underneath here. It's hard to record. I got to leave one side open. This thing is just absolutely stuffed. I can feel it. So let's go ahead and start opening it up. So I'm going to go for the zipper. And one thing I love about this system, zipper moves really easily. This has some stuff caked on it, I can feel. It moves right around, no problem. I'm going to pull this down. There's a little bit of buildup inside here. I'm going to go ahead and flip this inside out. Very dried on. A little dry here in the bottom, I can tell. That happens at times. The system, the moisture doesn't move down. You can see in there, hopefully. It's hard to tell if you can see or not. As I said, this is kind of hard to record. You got all this stuff around the bag. All right, so there we go. We got most of that out. Now this system, first off, the material coming out, I mean, you can see that. Looks really good though. It's a little bit, it's at that perfect moisture consistency. We're going to take a look at this after we pull it out here. But there's an inner flap in here, which these systems have, and it's kind of built up with some stuff blocking it. So I'm just going to kind of dig in here. As I said, this system is very compacted right now, so I really should be doing this more frequently. It's just, as I said, really hard to record this compared to doing it when you're by yourself and you can just not worry about blocking a camera or anything like that. So. All right, starting to move some of this stuff out here. Oh, I see. And I have to say, I don't know where, but I do get these pieces of plastic. I'll have to sort through this. I don't know where they come from. There's something that I'm shredding has plastic in it, or did a long time ago, and I still get plastic out of my bins every once in a while in shredded form, which is sort of annoying, but you know, it is what it is. One thing I like to do with these systems is I find that if you kind of give them a big squeeze, like you give it a hug, it kind of pushes everything towards the center, and then it kind of falls out a little bit easier. Right now it's hard to do that though, and I don't want to block the camera, and I want to take my glove off because I don't want to get castings all over the outside of the bag. But that's one way to really help this system sort of move things a little bit quicker, is you give it a big hug. So actually I'm going to do that real quick, and I take off my glove. I'm just going to put it down right here to the side. Knock off some of the castings I got. I'm going to reach around, kind of give it a big squeeze, hit the sides a little bit. So as you can tell, it's really compact in there. I mean, this is like be a good karate bag or something, really, or a punching bag. So there we go. We're kind of loosened up a little bit. I'm going to put the glove back on. It'd be nice if I actually had some longer gloves for this that went all the way down to my elbow. So that way I wouldn't get as much stuff on my wrists here, but you work with what you have. And I just like using gloves in general because I find that my hands are more delicate than they used to be, and also I like to not get stuff collapsed into my into my fingernails. All right, so we're working my way around here on the inside of the bag. What I'm doing is I'm going around the edges and trying to dig those out. The middle tends to fall by itself once you get it moving. So right now I'm just trying to get around all those edges. And then I'm digging the center very little bit, and that moves pretty quickly. So, you know, there's a lot of material in here. I'll be right back here. I'm going to go, got a phone call coming in. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back here. Sorry. Normally I don't pick up, but I saw who that was. I felt I should pick up. So, all right, still going through here, still getting out some more material out of the bottom here. And then what's going to happen is eventually this stuff is just going to fall down. But this is perfect timing for me to harvest this, try to clear out some of this material. So hopefully also loosen up some of the compaction that's going on in the system itself, as there's more room to go. All right. All right, we've almost got a full container here, I think, or most of the way. And now it's really, this is where the hitting really starts to work. Move some of this stuff out of the way. And I can tell where you can feel where the material is as you go up the system. So as you can push in, you can't push in, and then also you can push in. So you can tell where the system material is sort of sitting as you go around and work out the compaction that's going on. And with that, all right, a little bit more, and then we're going to stop here, I think. There we go. I think this is good. It's a good amount of material. So we're going to go ahead and take this out. I'm going to just clean off my gloves a little bit. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab the lid and shake it out. I'm going to pull out actually, I'm not going to pull out this container. I don't really want to, there's a lot of stuff in the lid, I know. So I'm going to take off my glove here. Put it down. I'm going to grab the material here. I'm just trying to keep the material out of the zipper. One thing that's nice is it's got a nice big zipper on it. You kind of plow through all this stuff that's on there. And look at that, it is closed. And now let's go back up to the top and we'll show you what's in this bin before we do our big feeding. All right, here, as you can see, we've got all of our castings in here. This is almost a full tray. This is, I think, one of the smaller trays, but you can see these castings look fantastic out of here. It's just every time I find with the bag systems, the castings look just much better than they do out of my my bins typically. They're just easier to use, easier to manipulate. There's no worms in this that I'm seeing, which is always a good sign. Well, maybe one right here. Is this a worm? All right, so we did find one worm in there. That's pretty good, one tiny little worm. I got a chicken bone in here. I know I tried to throw some of those in there, some pumpkin seeds that didn't break down, and there's a couple pieces of plastic that I saw in here as well, which for some reason I've noticed that just seems to always happen until I probably find all the plastic that I put in here. Here we go. This is a piece of plastic I was talking about. So some sort of plastic that was in an envelope or something I shredded. I don't know where it came from. I will take all those out before I use this anywhere, but this looks like great material. It's ready to go. A couple things in here that maybe didn't break down. Again, this looks like maybe an avocado seed. So as you can tell, doing really, really well. Or maybe there's a peach pit. I don't know. I can't tell. It's very soft though. I can break it open. So it looks like it might be a peach pit, but I'm not sure. It could be an avocado or a peach. Well, no, it's probably an avocado because it's soft enough for me to do that with. But anyhow, as you can see, it looks really good, the material. Really impressed with it. Really happy with this. And now let's go take a look at our system underneath and start getting some more food in there. All right, here we are to our worm system. So we just excavated a lot from the bottom. This might fall down while we're in here. It might have fallen down already, or it might not fall down at all for a while. But right now you can see, got a lot of little dead bugs on the top, a couple worms there, lots of springtails. You can see the little white bugs crawling on there. We're going to put this off to the side. And we're going to go ahead and take a look. Look at this. This actually looks really good on top right here. It's a little bit dry, or quite a bit dry. But you can see this material looks really good. We still have plenty of worms in here. So they just need some moisture, and they probably need some food. So you can see the corners here are not doing as well. We'll go ahead and push those to the center. Dig around in here a little bit. This is going to break down. This is going to fall down the center eventually. But this material looks pretty good. It's just the outsides that are drying out. Normally this system does a little bit better this time of year. There we go. I could feel that we just hit the section where it's going to fall through now. You can kind of move all this stuff around. I like to kind of break all this up. It's okay that it falls down. So you can see how deep that hole is right there. But you can see this is great castings. You could even harvest this from the top as well and kind of do a combination harvest. But we're going to break all this apart There's tons of worms by the sides. And just kind of get this all mixed in together. Try to get this flowing again. All right. I think that looks pretty good. Kind of turned everything up a little bit, which I try not to do typically and is not great for these systems. Really sort of want to just feed from the top and have everything continue to move up. What I'm hoping though is that these worms will sort of move through the system all around, kind of finish composting everything we've got in here and go from there. So with that, right now let's go ahead and start adding some food. And the first thing we're going to add, if I can go grab it, is some output from my Vitamix. So I've got actually a full container, or what is a container of stuff here from my Vitamix, and I want to add this in here just like that. And this has a combination of a whole bunch of different things in it. There we go. Just need to put that down. And what we're going to do now actually is, hold on, let me grab my, I forgot to bring my sprayer over, but I really like the Vitamix. It's been working really, really well for me. But now what we need to do is we need to kind of get this material wet. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my sprayer, oops, and turn it on if I can find the on switch. There we go. And just give this a little spray down. Because we really want this material to be wet. And really we need to get more moisture in the system in general. Although I do like the way the castings come out. You kind of want to keep the top wet to keep the worms in that area. And this should really start helping it break down and everything. So we're going to just start it with that. I don't know why it's making so much noise, my sprayer here. I think it's getting, it's not low on water. I wonder if it's running out of power. It's battery operated. This is a rigid one from Home Depot. I like their battery stuff since they have lifetime guarantees on everything. Or lifetime service agreement, whatever they want to call it. So, alright. So that's getting that started with moisture. But we're going to add some more moisture with the food because I have watermelon. And watermelon is primarily water. Now this watermelon, this is actually not frozen. It's right from my kitchen. This watermelon did not taste very good. I don't know what was going on when they harvested this one, but it was really bad. Basically inedible to me, which is surprising. I'm willing to eat a lot of different things, but this was, I don't know what it was. I had one that tasted like onion, and this one just had a really bad flavor to it. So we're going to go ahead and throw that in here. The Vitamix materials in here that I added, that actually already has eggshells in it, so I don't need to add any crushed eggshells really this time. What I am going to add though is I'm going to add some dry paper though right above this. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of this on. We are going to add some wet paper, but I just wanted to get some dry paper in here too. I like having a variety. Actually, you know what? I've got some of this right here. This is some pine shavings. I like having a variety of materials in my systems. I really feel it helps with especially the worms, because that means that there's a variety of, there we go, of spaces, and make sure that you keep air gaps in it. I find that when you have one material only, things can kind of get compressed down a little better. Now I wouldn't buy materials normally. I'd maybe, if I had like some shredded wood or something like that. I just happen to have these pine pellets, and that's simply because of the fact that we had a hamster and we bought a whole bunch of these, and we found out you're not supposed to use those with a hamster. So I've got a whole bunch left over from that. And then for my last part here, we're going to go ahead and add our cardboard that's pre-soaked with water. You can hear the water coming out of it. There's a lot of extra water in this container. And we'll see if this kind of covers everything or not. I did kind of cram as much paper as I could in here. There we go. All right. All right. Trying to make sure we get all that out, get all the water out of there. That's pretty good. We're going to spread this around, kind of cover everything up. And one thing that's nice, I didn't see any fruit flies or anything in here. And I haven't really seen many in my basement either. It's been pretty good. I'm just going to throw a little bit more paper maybe on top here. I have a big thing of shredded paper here. And we can turn it on and get that all wet too. Grab my sprayer again. And you want to make sure you have enough moisture in these systems, but with the watermelon and everything, it should be fine. And it's been about 2.5 months since I last checked this system. You can see how well it's working and everything. I'm just going to clean off my glove a little bit since I've got the water here. And look at that. This is ready to go. This could sit for another 2.5 months, but I'd really like to try to get to these sooner. I've been trying to do this more frequently. I have not been successful, but I will continue to try to get to a little bit more, and I'm hoping to harvest more as well for my systems, especially all these bag systems, as it's the perfect time of year for me to add this to my yard before winter comes up. Kind of add this with the fresh grass seed that I'm adding to my lawn. Since I live in an HOA area, I have to have a good lawn, and I don't like using any chemicals. So I don't use any chemicals. I use this stuff to fertilize my yard. So with that, we're going to close this up, and we're going to go ahead and leave it for a while. So with that, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And again, thank you for watching. This is World Composting.